In this video, I'm going to do short BITTEN nail transformation for Anna, but this time instead of acrylic, I'm going to use Polygel. Instead of traditional technique that I use with no forms or tips, I'm going to try dual forms. I'm so curious whether it is going to work. Let's find out. Coming up. Hello guys, this is Anastasia and this is my client Anna. Her nails, skin and cuticles are in better condition now. As you can see, there are almost no cuts, not that many hangnails. And what's most important, on some nails she even have a free edge, which means we are going to file the free edge, because normally we didn't do anything like that. If this is your first time here on my channel, you can check out Anna's videos following the link in the description box. I will start by pushing back her cuticles using pusher. Last time I did Anna's nails was actually last year, so it's been about 2 months. But as you can see, she was following my directions. She was using cuticle oil as well as pushing back her cuticles with orangewood stick. That's why they look so much better now. Then I proceed with a dry manicure. This is flame bead. The speed is 17,000 rotations per minute. Normally I do acrylic extensions for Anna, because first of all, with acrylic you can do extensions without using tips or forms, and also this product works really good for her. I use acid primer and then I do acrylic extensions. I always read all the comments under my videos, and sometimes I got this one about dual forms. Like, why you wouldn't use dual forms for Anna's nails? Looks like it will be so much easier. And when I started working with Anna, I realized that this is definitely not going to work, because if you will take a look at her nails, you will see that she also have puffy sidewalls as well as the distal nail fold, and once you will try to set up the dual form, all the skin is going to push it back. But now her nails look different. They're longer now, and on some nails we even have a little bit of the free edge, so I thought maybe it's actually not a bad idea. When you think about some idea or technique in your head, sometimes you're like, alright, this is going to work, or the opposite. But when you actually try it, it might be different. And I know it because I'm doing this YouTube channel for 4 or 5 years, I believe, and I tried so many nail hacks, and so many of them unexpectedly work, and vice versa. So I think that the best way to find out is to try it, and I'm so grateful that Anna is open for different kind of experiments, and she was actually excited about it too, and she said, of course, let's try it and see if it works. Another reason I didn't want to try dual forms for a while with Anna is because I realized that these traditional flat dual forms simply are not going to work for her, because nails will be extremely thin in the apex area, plus nails are going to be super wide. Over time, more and more different styles of the dual form started to appear on the market. Square-shaped dual forms with a deep C-curve seemed like a better fit, but still I realized they are definitely going to look too wide on Anna's nails. And finally I realized that I can use Russian almond dual forms to do short square on Anna's nails. I already used these forms in a couple of videos on my channel, and I received so many questions about them. I will leave the links to them both on Amazon and AliExpress. Meanwhile, I finished first part of the dry manicure, all cuticles are clean and pushed back, and now I take off the surface shine with 180 grit file, and also I shape the free edge, and this feels so unusual with Anna because most of the time I didn't have to do it because there was simply nothing to file. Why do we need to file the free edge when the nails are so short already? Well, first of all, this line is not even, so I just would like to make it more symmetrical. And another reason, most of Anna's nails are a little bit ski jump. So whenever we work with dual forms, and actually it's the same for tips and regular forms as well, it is better to shorten the nails whenever you see that they're ski jump, because this will prevent you from placing the form that will be too upwards. time to fit dual forms, we need to pick the size that is going to fit from one sidewall to the other. I was a little worried if we are going to find the proper size for her smallest finger, because overall Anna's fingers and nails are so small, but we did. Once we find the perfect fit, it is time to do the last part of the dry manicure, trim the aponicum and the cuticles. I normally use manicure scissors because this is the best tool for me, but if you prefer using nippers, that it is also going to work out great. Let's proceed to the prep. First I apply dehydrator, let dry, and then I'm going to use a non-acid primer, because this time we are not doing acrylic, we are doing polygel. So the prep will be as usual. Then I'm going to apply base coat, and one of my favorite base coats is by Cupa. Apply a very thin coat, avoid touching the skin, do not forget about the small margin near the cuticle and along the sidewalls. Cure in LED for 30 seconds and let's do dual forms. I was feeling a little nervous and I also asked Anna to assist me, you will see it in a few moments, because I'm really worried if the form is going to fit like I would like it to fit. So I apply the product, apply it on the nail, and then I ask Anna to hold this small LED lamp to freeze cure it for about 20 seconds. Then I turn her finger around and apply the product. And at this moment we realized that her nails are going to be so long, but that's not a problem because we can always file them shorter, right? It's just so hard with the dual forms to do such short nails. Then I fully cure the product in LED lamp for 1 minute and continue. On each nail I honestly tried to apply less product, but it was still so hard, and I realized that we are doing her nails so much longer than we usually do. It's just when I was applying acrylic, I probably never realized how short they were, but I always noticed that I didn't really use much product because, like I said, first of all, her nails and fingers are really small, and we are always making them short for obvious reasons. If you see some excess product squeezing from the sides or near the cuticle, it is better to clean it right away with a brush. By the way, I have the entire playlist on my channel with dual forms. I also recommend to check out my video of typical mistakes when using dual forms, and also I have an online course on dual form sculpting, so I will leave the links to it in my description box. Can you believe that this is Anna's nails? Well, let's do the most satisfying part, taking the dual forms off. And still, her nails are extremely long and we're definitely going to file them a little shorter. So we decided to finish up the experiment properly, so on the opposite hand, I'm going to use the technique that I normally do. We're going to do acrylic extensions without using tips or forms. So the prep is slightly different. First I apply dehydrator and then I apply acid primer and let dry. We decided that if we do two hands in a different way, it will be the best option to compare the hands once they grow. This time Anna promised me to come back after 2 weeks for a fill so we can see both hands and figure out which one worked better. Here's an interesting observation. I really thought that dual forms hand is going to be so much faster in terms of application because you just apply product, then you do this dual form and you take it off. But overall the time was about the same. Even though acrylic application is obviously taking longer, as you can see, because I add more product to make nails longer and then I need to wait and then I pinch it, it was still the same because it requires less filing. And with dual forms we had to file a little bit more. Well, maybe it was also because we did them too long. slightly pinch the product as it sets, and let's proceed to filing. When working with dual forms, you need to take off the sticky layer underneath the nail, and it is so important to clean it properly, so later it will not get into the dust and we will not get allergic reactions, or our client will not. I also take off the sticky layer from the top sometimes, because if there's a little amount of the product that's squeezed near the cuticle area, it is going to be sticky as well. So it's better to clean it so it's not going to clog your drill bit later. And the thumb was just crazy long, even though it looks pretty good, right? Anyways, we just realized that Anna will not be able to operate with such long nails. And most importantly, it will be dangerous for her, because you've seen her natural nails and it is really not recommended to make such an extreme length. After filing the free edge and making them shorter, it is time to file the sidewalls and the cuticle area. When you do dual forms, you need to leave a little margin. It is super important, because if the product is going to get under the cuticle, you will be in trouble. You will need whether to leave it like that, so the product is going to lift after a few days, or if you will try to file it off, it is going to hurt like hell, especially if a client has a cuticle similar to Anna's. After filing the nails near the cuticle, we also need to slightly file them underneath. And at this point, I realized that I do not need to do it a lot, because if I file all the extra product that we have from underneath, these nails are going to look like they're ski jumps. So we need to do the opposite, to file some product from the top. And normally when you work with dual forms, this is like the whole point of dual forms, that you do not need to file anything that is on the top. But I would say Anna's case is not standard, so we are going to file it a little bit from the top. Normally these forms are designed to do longer nails, and normally like almost up the whole length. And also they're not designed for a square shape. That's why when we do that, this area that I'm filing at the moment normally was supposed to be the apex area. But since Anna's nails are short, we have the free edge here. And on the free edge, we definitely do not want to have extra product. We do not want to have it super thick. That's why I'm simply filing it off. Then I'm going to file and shape them with a hand file. I'm using the 180 grit side of the file. And sidewalls were always my concern when using dual forms with Anna, because she has some skin there, and I'm afraid that this area is going to be extremely thin. But the only way to know will be once the nail grow off, and we will see what they look like after a couple weeks. You may also notice that her nails are still longer than we usually do, and I was going to file them even shorter, but she said, wait, let's actually try it. This is my right hand, and most of the work I do with my opposite hand. By the way, she works as a chef in a restaurant. So she was open to this another experiment. Let's do this hand a little longer than we normally do and just see how it works. This is her opposite hand, where we did acrylic nails like we normally do. I just slightly filed and shaped them as well, sidewalls and free edge, and then I buffed the surface to have it matte, because we're also going to do some nail art. Final part of the surface is buffing the cuticle. I'm using a diamond sphere bit to buff all the skin, hangnails and dry skin to make it super smooth. And this is the final look of the hand we did with dual forms. I think it looks great. I really wonder how it's going to last. And this is another one, acrylic hand. Anna said that this hand looks more familiar, and now you can see this difference in length. So I'm really curious how it is going to work out. And since we already have two different styles, two hands with a slightly different length, we also decided to go with a different nail art. If you've been following me for a while or if you've seen more Anna's nails videos, you probably noticed that even though we do nail art sometimes, usually there's not that much nail art because on short nails there's not that much you can do because simply we just do not have much space. But this time it's different. We have longer nails and we have more canvas to do the nail art. And also the nail art is going to be different on both hands. On this hand, we are doing abstract lilac purple style cow design. So first I fill some spaces with the purple color. By the way, this one is by D&D, one of the best affordable gel polishes I've tried. Then we cure it in LED for 1 minute, and then I add some golden foil in the spaces between. I mixed it with the base coat so it will be easier to apply it on the nail, and then I cure it for 30 seconds. And finally, I add some abstract dark spots using dark purple gel polish imitating animal print.
Maybe I know all your secrets, but you tell me stupid lies. Oh, you think you can escape now and got it all just figured out. You can fake it through the ceiling to the rooftops while I'm leaving.
On another hand, we are doing also an animal print, but this is going to be a different color and a different style. By the way, can you already tell what kind of animal print nail art we're about to do? I did some abstract strokes with a light peach color, and then I add golden foil as well on top of the color. Finally, we are doing tiger stripes. We decided that it is going to look too much if we cover the entire nail with tiger stripes. That's why I'm just covering some areas. And I love that we did nail art this time, and also the fact that it was different on both hands. And she said that this purple hand with a cow design is probably one of her favorite nail art we've ever done.
You're my greatest mistake. Greatest mistake.
We're almost finished and we need to do the last part, which is sealing with a no wipe top coat. I'm so curious how it is going to work, and if you would like to see what her nails are going to look like after 2 weeks, do not forget to subscribe so you will not miss it. And this is the final look. Let me know, guys, what do you think? Which of the nail art do you like the most? Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon in my next videos. Goodbye.